Hey guys, how's it going on here? And welcome to the 16th round of the F1 2014 career mode on the channel. It's time, as I said, for the 16th round around the Sochi Autodrome circuit. A circuit which I have never ever driven before, seriously. I have never driven this circuit before. I know the circuit a little bit. I think I watched the qualifying, at least a part of it, in the Formula 1. But that's it, that's all I had in terms of track, well, knowledge really. So I was basically a bit thrown into the dark here, but it's not too bad. It's a very easy circuit in fact, and after my outlap I already recognized parts of the track, and it was fine really. You just need to find the right braking spots. As you can see here, this was my very first lap. I just braked way too early, but that's okay. You just need to learn the corners. This is I think the third corner, which is or fourth even. Such a long left-hander, but it is flat out. I don't know whether it is flat out in the race. It probably isn't, because I can tell you right now we have 100% percentage chance of rain for the race, which is something I didn't like to see, because the AI really is strong in the race. But nonetheless, it's currently dry, and it will be dry in the qualifying as well. So for the time being, we just need to focus on that and get the best result. In this second sector here is actually very flowing. But yeah, if you ask me what I think of this track, I think it's a very bad track actually. It is such a wide track. There's a lot of room for error because there are no gravel traps or something like that. It's just all tarmac and asphalt and whatever. A mistake is just not easily punished, and that's not the way I like it. There's even grass is not really present on this track. Yeah, it is right here on the left hand side, but obviously it's the inside of the corner, so well, you won't go really off on the inside of the corner. You usually go off on the exit of the corner or extend it there. But yeah, nonetheless it's on the calendar, so you have to drive it. That's exactly what we're doing here. So setting the first lap time, it's a 1:46.169. So not too bad, but still obviously learning the track. As you can see here, one lap later, we do another lap obviously, and I think we got into the 45s indeed, 45.9, so 2.5 tenths improvement. And interestingly enough, already 9 tenths ahead of another car that I couldn't see it, wasn't in time, but skipping out to the fourth lap here, and Alonso is already in first, and we are then in fourth. So most people are out on track right now. Just doing a few runs. I'm currently on the prime tire as always, just the normal practice session procedure. I always have this layout where I go on the prime first, get to know the track a little bit, pick the right braking spot, stuff like that, and yeah, and then towards the end do a lap on the soft tire and see what we can do. Hamilton currently with 42.7, an extremely quick lap time from him. But we are currently up on our lap time as well by a second. I think I went into a mix 2 for this lap a few times, which explains the amount of time I gained there, because obviously a second is quite a bit. Going through the final couple of corners here, this is the penultimate corner. These are two very interesting right-handers, quite tight actually. This final is quite tight, this final corner. 44.5, 1.4 seconds up, but interestingly enough, almost 2 seconds down on Hamilton's lap time, so a very good lap time from Hamilton, that's for sure. So once again we come through the first corner, starting another lap, and then you see here I make an interesting adjustment to the car. I put the brake bias more rearwards for this corner here, and the reason for that is that there are, in my opinion, a lot of corners around this track, especially in this second sector here, which require a lot of entry speed more than anything else. Like this one over here, you go down 2 gears, you tap the brakes slightly, but this one as well, it is so important to have a good entry speed. You carry a lot of speed into the corner, and those corners are not really that tight. So I tried it, I did like it. I mean, it wasn't too bad. Usually when you put the brake bias a little bit more rearwards, obviously you have lost chance of front locking. But at the same time, the brake power is a little bit reduced. So that's obviously what I'm then looking for, reducing the brake power to carry more speed on the exit of on the entry rather of the corners. I was happy with it, but in the end I think I did decide to go back to the neutral brake bias. It wasn't worth it. It is hard to be consistent with it because usually the rear end tends to step out on the corner entry because the rears lock up, which obviously makes sense because you put the brake bias more rearwards. Anyway, 42.8 now on the option tire, 1.7 seconds faster, so the option tire is quite a big advantage here compared to the prime tire. Currently in second position, that's not too bad. Said Hamilton still has that 42.7, we're 10th off him as we come to the closing stages of this practice session. Going to do a few more laps, and I'm pretty much used to this track now. It's not a hard track at all to learn, as I said before. And in the end, as you can see here, setting a purple lap time with a 142.638, 2/10 up. That's pretty much it for this practice session. And so for me, it was basically learning the track, and well, I got the groove of it. So yeah, there's not much more work to do in my opinion. And I'm also in first, so I have nothing to complain. So I decided to skip to this first qualifying session, step into the car, getting strapped into the car, then as well, obviously, as always, by the engineers. Put the steering wheel on, and this is qualifying one then. A little bit cloudy, nothing too serious though. As I said, it was dry for the qualifying session. There's rain expected for the race though. 2 more minutes to go in the session. I said a 45.2, but that was with a mistake. Luckily we still get 2 more shots at it, so I can also mess this lap up. But the best thing obviously is to set a lap time right now, which is good enough for Q2. That's obviously the main focus for this first qualifying session. But I think we should be able to do it then. Through the first sector. So, big right brake point, brake just before the curbs started to show up there. Which I think is the right point. I think you can brake a little bit later when you are on the option tire. A bit too deep into that corner. Wasting me a little bit of time. As I said, it's so important through most throughout this second sector to have a lot of entry speed. And that's certainly what I missed there. You pretty much want to sacrifice the exits on some of those corners. This one is a different story though. This is much more tighter, and a large straight follows up. So that's the other way around. You want to sacrifice the entry speed and have more exit speed for this straight here. You want to carry all of the momentum as you open up the DRS as well to the DRS zones around this track. Currently 6/10 up on the previous lap time. I made a big mistake I think in the final sector, so should be good. 8/10 up on the cutoff point as well, which is Grosjean with a 144.5. And this one here, this is so tight. This is such an interesting corner because you've got to line yourself up for this right-hander as well. So you cannot really go too much to the outside, otherwise you have to carry a March style line through the right-hander. Then the penultimate corner here, flying through there really, carrying a lot of entry speed. That was good. Down to second gear there for the final corner, hitting the curb, hitting the exit curb as well. Make sure you don't extend the track. This is a 42.320 then. 5th place, not too bad on the prime tire, has to be said. Hulkenberg, our teammate there, is 7th position. We got through to Q2 then quite easily, has to be said. Any surprises there? No surprises really. A few people out in Q1 as always then. We skip to Q2. I do believe I'm on the option tire right now. This is the first lap then of qualifying 2. Currently up on Hamilton's time, but he has said 44, so well, pretty much a sloppy lap from him. And I extended the track there. Went with all my wheels outside the white line, so I abandoned that lap and then started again. It's very easy to extend here actually because there is so much runoff area. It's really easy to extend the track, but obviously that's not allowed, so we had to back off there. Here's the DRS zone, which is quite an interesting one, this first DRS zone. You open up the DRS when you switch to 7th gear, so it's not really such a long DRS zone. Usually, you know, you activate the DRS while you're in 4th, 5th gear, something around there. Through the first sector yet again. Right on the brake there as the curb start, hitting the apex really nicely there. Lots of grip on the option tire, picking up a little bit of slipstream from Massa, the Williams in front. And hitting this curb as well. Yeah, I did, but it could have been a little bit better. So there I had to wait with going on the throttle as my car was a little bit too wide on the exit of the corner. And once again, could have gone a little bit closer to the curb there. This double left-hander, that was better, that was very good in fact. Up the gears then, this is very hard. You've got to find the right braking spot. I don't really have a brake marker for this corner, for that corner. I just brake whenever it feels right, pretty much. Opening up the DRS yet again. And let's have a look at the lap time. Sector time rather, 2nd up. not too bad. And 1.1 seconds up on Hamlin, currently at the cutoff point, but obviously it's probably going to get changed real soon. Should jump up a few positions. We come through the the final sector rather. Through the right-hander. So far, so good, I would say. A little bit untidy on the exit there. Nothing too serious though. Pin on the corner then. Flying into there. Braking a little bit too late, in fact. Running way off the track there. So that's another abandoned lap. That is quite interesting. 2 laps right now, which had a mistake. So I haven't managed to set a clean lap time at all so far. We started another lap here. This is the same stint. So after that mistake, I kept on going. 2 tenths up. Currently, half a second up on the Hamilton, who's still there in 10th position. That was much better. Look at that, hitting the curb nicely. Also running or letting the car run out wide as much as possible without extending the track. But then in the next corner, I do make that mistake, another mistake, and I do extend the track. So another abandoned lap. That's 3 out of 3 laps which were dirty, not clean. And so I went back into the pit lane because I had no more fuel left. And then you come to this stint right now, which is the final stint you can do. 2 more minutes to go in the session. It puts some pressure on your shoulders, that's for sure. You've got just, you know, I think we have 2 more laps to do it. But you already messed up 3 laps, you know. It's quite tough racing then with that thought in your mind. You just got to delete that thought, don't think about it. And once again, close your eyes and, you know, pray for the best and do the best as you can, obviously. So first sector, not too great really. 8 thousandths down, where we were 2 tenths up before. I messed up the first corner a little bit, especially the exit. And we come through the second sector. Let's have a look. That was okay-ish, slip right on the exit, but nothing too serious. Let's see whether I keep it within the lines here. I definitely do. That was much better, obviously. Up to 5th gear then, and break down to 2nd gear. No, I keep it in 3rd and go way over the sausage curb even there. I don't really know whether it was a corner cut. It might have been, and if it was, I don't think I gained too much time by doing it. So I thought at this stage that I would just keep on going. I hope you guys can forgive me for that if it was a corner cut. Half a second down currently on Bottas, who is in 10th place with a 1:41.8. So that is quite a good time, and I need to do well, my best in order to beat that, but I've gone deep again. This is the 4th lap now, out of 4 laps that I have made a mistake. And now, it's just 1 more lap. You've got 1 more lap, and if we don't do it now, we're out of Q2. It's game over. And remember, I was half a second down on Bottas. I know it wasn't the best lap ever, but it was half a second down on Bottas at the end of the 2nd sector. So I need to push really hard if I want to go into Q2. I obviously improved my lap with a 1:42.8, but that's definitely not going to be enough. So once again, we start another lap then. The 5th lap, I think, the 5th timed lap of this session here. Can I keep it clean? Can I make no mistakes? That's the most important thing. But at the same time, I obviously need to be quick. You need to push because a 41.8 is not too bad at all. And through the end of the first sector, this right-hander here. A bit too far off the apex, could have been a little bit better, that's for sure. What's the lap time like? It's 2 tenths up though, that's not too bad. Coming into the 2nd sector now. Hitting that curb nicely, bit on the sausage curb. It caused the car to oversteer a little bit untidy on the exit, nothing too serious though. Coming through the 2nd sector, another right-hander. That was pretty good. That was quite safe in fact as well. I want to keep it safe right now as well. And that was perfect, that was absolutely perfect. Didn't hit the sausage curb, but I got really close to it, I would say. Then this corner, another good corner. This is good so far, has to be said. I could have taken a little bit more courage into those corners, a little bit more aggression. Nonetheless, I think I still could be pretty happy, and indeed still 2 tenths up, 3 tenths down though on Bottas. So it's all about this final sector though. If we want to go into Q2, I need an ecstatic final sector here. If we want to go to Q2, I need to make up 3 tenths to Bottas. We come through this final sector now, left-hander, position yourself for this right-hander, hitting the curb. And that was kind of good. A little bit untidy though in the middle of the corner, bit of oversteer, but nothing too serious. Coming through the final 2 corners, hitting the curb nicely, bit of oversteer on the exit. You can see now that I'm quite aggressive. 1 more corner to go, hard on the power. Can we do it? I think we did. I think we did do it. 1:41.5. Indeed, we got to Q2 quite safely then. Or to Q3 rather, of course. With a 1:41.5, but look at our teammate. He's at a 1:41.3. That is not bad. That's very good, in fact. Wow. So Q3 then, quite an interesting Q2. Made so many mistakes, just couldn't find the consistency, and then in the end, I think I got pretty lucky that I had enough fuel as well to do another lap. But obviously that's a decision you make. But obviously, I think I had 4 or 5 laps which were not clean, or had a mistake in them, and that is obviously too much. That is way too much. And usually you can't permit that, so that's why I said that I think I got still pretty lucky to go into Q3. But talking about Q3, we are currently in Q3 and doing my lap right now. I don't expect too much from Q3. I know that I can do a 41.5, but that 41.5 was quite a good lap. We must have absolutely nailed the final sector, that's for sure. Currently 2 tenths up on Rosberg's time, which is I think a 140.9. And as soon as I saw this lap time, a 140.9, I was like, wow, that is seriously quick. As you saw there, playing it quite safe at the moment. I could try to attack a few corners, maybe a little bit more. Let's see how much we are down on Rosberg. 8 tenths down. That's quite a bit. Didn't have the best second sector at all. And then I go way too deep into here, so yeah, cost me some time for sure. And when I did that, I was pretty much done really with that with this session. And all depends obviously on Button as well. It would be nice if we could gain another place, but I honestly doubt it. As we go through the final couple of corners, see the lap time, where PB is a 141.5 then, and we set a 42.1, so that is quite a way off. Then I did another run, and you saw that I'm pushing a little bit more, 100th down in the first sector, but there was a second sector where I lost quite a bit of time. So going a little bit more hardcore now, a bit more aggressive as you saw there. Also for this corner, let's have a look, but I'm too far off the apex though, and that is so important. It's so important through that corner to touch the apex, then have a clean exit, and then I messed it up completely there as well, where I turned in just way too early. At the end of the session, you could argue that I could have ended up in P7, as our teammate did a 141.2. I just couldn't string a lap together though, and then I think, yeah, we could be pretty happy. I think that we got into Q3 anyway. So I'm not really complaining that much, but that is pretty much it though for this qualifying session. I hope you have enjoyed it, and I hope to see you tomorrow for the race as well, which will be a 100% wet race as said before. Goodbye.